I've been saying this for months now, but I was gonna do a Call of Duty rant. I kept promising it. I was saying it was coming. I finally got some footage in the background from Jim Bob Lee. I mean, he sent the shit in like a month ago at least. You know, I had the concept of the rant in my head. I did my research to make sure I knew what the fuck I was talking about. And then a funny thing occurred. No, not the winding down of my channel. And not the YouTube auditor fucking himself with a brand new dildo. It was the reality that I have not played Call of Duty during this generation of consoles. No, really, look at this. Ghost was the last Call of Duty that I played, and that was on PlayStation 3. So I haven't played a Call of Duty in 5 years. 5 full fucking years without touching this piece of shit game. So why in the fuck should I care about Call of Duty anymore? Honestly, why bother? Who gives a shit, right? I don't play it. I don't plan on playing it until something decent is actually released without all the bullshit, which probably means never. You know, I don't do videos for it anymore. I have no desire to play the game again, knowing that it's not what I want to play. So why bother doing a rant? Why bother tearing them up? Why waste energy on a game that doesn't appeal to me anymore, that I will probably never play again? Sure, I could tear up Treyarch for all their lies again, or Activision for their money-hungry schemes, but is that going to change shit? No, of course not. Hundreds of other channels literally tear Activision a new asshole every single day, and nothing changes. So I was perfectly set on not doing a Call of Duty rant video about Black Ops 4, which, to be fair, received praise for its launch, and then it got torn apart over its microtransactions after the fact. However, that little tiny voice in the back of my head popped up, and it made me realize this is probably my final Call of Duty rant. No, this is probably it. The channel's winding down. Call of Duty will not release another game until fall, and by that time I'm going to be neck deep in diapers, baby shit, and vomit. My channel started with Call of Duty, with all my gameplay, all my fails. Then it turned into more comedy about the bullshit the game put me through. Then, of course, my Blueprint series on how the game could be fixed, which, by the way, I just rewatched that entire series this past weekend. Do you know how many fucking ideas of mine they stole? I mean, at least half my fucking idea. I ain't gonna get into it, man, because then I'm gonna get fucking angry. Anyway, if you're interested and you've never seen them, Google JLoco11 Blueprint series, and you'll see how many fucking things they took from me and how accurate I was about wanting to improve the game. Either way, one final rant. So what do I put them on blast for? The easy way out was going to be my original thought of Treyarch's lies about being innovative with the game. You know, stealing other people's ideas and pretending they're doing some original shit. Nah, that ship sailed a long time ago. Or how about the ridiculous microtransactions that launched? You know, people already tore that shit a new asshole. That red dot site shit. So you know what? That is so December 2018. I missed the boat out on that one. I could talk about their lack of support for the game. I mean, making people pay for this season pass bullshit, yet they roll out virtually nothing. You know, it's not like people are drowning in content in the fucking game. League play hasn't even started. Keeps getting delayed. Guns are basically reskins, and the maps are all reskins from all prior Call of Duty Black Ops games. But I don't play the game, so talking about ongoing support for a game that I don't play is just relying on secondhand knowledge. Activision just announced that they're laying off so many goddamn people after bragging about record sales that they just set this year. You know, I could talk about that, but that's really a Bobby Kotick rant. That's not about Call of Duty itself. So I really need something recent, something relevant, something that kicks Treyarch right in the dick. I mean talking straight nut shot, not just like a glance off the shaft or some shit like that, but a kick so hard your fucking teeth hurt from the searing shooting pains. So you know what ended up happening? Of all studios, Respawn Entertainment, the remnants of Call of Duty's original creators, they rolled out this game Apex Legends, another fucking battle royale game. It's set in the world of Titanfall, if you will. While I'll probably never get a chance to do a battle royale rant about the fucking genre, I will say that the launch and the reception of Apex Legends was relatively pretty good. And it makes you look at Call of Duty in a different light at this point. And it really changes your perspective as to how fucked up Activision and Treyarch really are. For those that don't know, EA, Respawn Studio, they launched this free Battle Royale game, and it's not tied particularly to Titanfall, but it's within its shared world. And so far, the reviews have stated that it's a pretty damn good Battle Royale game. Same genre that Call of Duty copy and pasted over all their bullshit. So if you're keeping score right now, you have Fortnite, Apex Legends, PlayerUnknown Battleground, H1Z1 had designs of free-to-play until it got into consoles, and then there are other countless lesser-known scaled-down versions of Battle Royale modes, all free to play, in some form or another, free to play. But because Activision is allergic to the fucking word free, Somehow, Black Ops 4's Battle Royale mode is still part of the main game. Why? Why the fuck is it that every other studio has gone free to play, yet one cocksucker still holds on to this outdated idea of bilking gamers for all their money? And yes, of course, the answer is money. They're not going to make something free simply because, hey, money. But we'll get into the money portion later in the video. But if Treyarch is copying and pasting every fucking idea they ever had into this game, why not copy the one that actually matters to players? Why not separate out the Battle Royale mode from the rest of the game and then let players choose which Battle Royale game they want to play? Of course, the short answer again, money. But when you really dive into Black Ops 4 and you see exactly what they have done with the game, it makes the decision to keep this as paid content even more fucking embarrassing. I mean, just look at the full product of Black Ops 4 itself. The biggest change that Black Ops 4 made was to remove their campaign. Yes, that was the biggest change to the game. Fucking removing something. Removing the one fucking thing that people should actually pay for. But you still turn around and charge them $60 for the other free shit that companies are doing otherwise. The idea of the removal of the campaign led to two paths. First was the removing of the campaign meant more time to dedicate to multiplayer, whether it was a traditional multiplayer, zombies, Blackout, ongoing support in the form of their bullshit DLC or season pass. By taking away the time it takes to make a campaign, Treyarch can focus on the parts of the game that most players are playing anyway. Logically, this sounds correct when you look at this from a top-down view. In practice, this just means players are now paying for shit that other games are rolling out free these days. That second path is the fact that Call of Duty campaigns are usually not that good to begin with. No, don't get me wrong, there were some exceptions along the way where some of them had some pretty decent campaigns, but those were outliers. The overwhelming majority of these shits are just embarrassingly bad or, at best, average. That's about as best as a Call of Duty campaign can manage these days. Most of the earliest campaigns in the series from 10 years ago would receive the praise, but nowadays, the games are offering shitty stories compared to something like The Last of Us, God of War, The Witcher, and a number of these solid indie games. You have these amazing campaign-oriented games, and then you have Call of Duty, which is obviously a multiplayer. So where do you think the developers are spending their time? Obviously, it makes sense. So releasing a poor or an average story these days, it just doesn't cut it. So seeing the success of the most overrated, awful choice for Game of the Year, Overwatch, which managed to win all these accolades with no fucking campaign, Treyarch decided their next innovative idea was to remove the campaign just like Overwatch. Then on top of that, we're going to copy Battle Royale. And the multiplayer was meant to copy all their old maps and reskin all their old guns and shit like that. Then we're also going to copy Rainbow Six's specialty classes or Battlefield's role-based classes, and we're going to add that shit. Then we're going to copy Destiny's Supers along with the visual health bar that came from fucking games like Halo and shit back in the day. So when you add up all these factors, that Treyarch removed the campaign because Overwatch could do it, so hey, so could we. They added Battle Royale because other games can tack it on, so could they. Bring back the specialist that they introduced in Black Ops 3 that basically copied all the other fucking games, and now they're going to copy it again. And then they're going to copy themselves by keeping all their old maps and reskinning them. So at this point, what the fuck are people paying for? No, really, what in the ass fuck did they do that was unique, that has never been done or seen before? What could you possibly say is in this game that aren't in already free games or games that you already have to pay? What the fuck is going on? Why do you do this? Just because you put Call of Duty on the cover and think it's fucking okay? Matter of fact, that's exactly why the fuck they do it. Now, earlier, I talked about the basic reason is money, right? That's why Blackout is never going to be a free-to-play mode. Of course, the main reason for the money is more detailed than that, because on top of the lying that Treyarch does, Activision does a shitload of lying as well. For any company that trades on the stock market, the main thing companies do is they try to keep their investors happy. Activision cares about stockholders above all else. More than gamers, more than customers, partners like Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo, and certainly more than fucking employees. Gamers give them money. Investors make them rich. Filthy rich on the stock market. You know, we give them $60 to the tune of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars. Investors make them billion-dollar companies. So in other words, we're not as important as the almighty investor. Each year, to get more money from investors, Publishers lie to them, stating that they're going to sell 10 million copies of Black Ops on day one, and 25 million copies by Christmas, or 15 million copies of Destiny, 10 million copies of Battlefield, 10 million Tomb Raider copies, and every single one of those numbers, bullshit. I'm talking cow farm grade manure, total fucking bullshit. They're not even going to reach these numbers, and the most common thing that you hear 3 months after the game is released, this game missed its sales goals. I mean, Call of Duty only sold 10 million copies, not 15. We just saw the story, Battlefield sold 7.3 million copies, not the 8.3 million they were expecting to sell. Assassin's Creed, God of War, Red Dead Redemption, all of these companies had these astronomical expectations of what they thought they were going to sell, only to fall short. The lies that Activision, as well as other publishers, tell investors is basically to keep them investing in the company. Same way studios lie to us with trailers and gameplay that doesn't make it into games. They treat investors and gamers like suckers into believing a game is worth more than it really is. So when Activision tells investors that Call of Duty is going to make $1 billion this year, it's because they need to sell the fucking game. Anything free to play to an investor sounds like something you're not going to make money on, because think about this for a second. Your friend tells you that he has this great idea for an invention, right? And he needs money to get the project off the ground. So he turns around, he asks you, hey, can you loan me out a little bit of money? Now, in return, you want to know, well, if I give you this money, how much do you plan on selling your invention for? How much do you think you're going to make on this motherfucker? Oh, it's going to be free to everyone. You turn around, you'd be like, huh? How the fuck do you make money off this shit? That's why investors don't like the sound of free-to-play games. Now, obviously, with any free-to-play game, microtransactions make up the money, and they receive that on an ongoing basis. You roll out different skins, different outfits, different colors. So one day, I could fight as an 18-year-old millennial-looking douchebag who dresses like Drake and turns his hat sideways to complete that virgin look. And then the next day, I can buy some cosmetics to look like some fat Asian opera singer wearing a sombrero and socks and flip-flops. You get the point, right? You can sell all this shit to make money, but the price of the game needs to be covered by these transactions. Almost all the big-name successful battle royales that came out came from other games, and the battle royale mode was tacked onto it. H1Z1 was part of a zombie survival game, and then it turned into a battle royale mode. PlayerUnknown Battleground was supposed to be a mod for Armored 2. Didn't work out that way. Let's release a game. Fortnite didn't have a battle royale mode. It was initially this 4-man co-op game of bullshit, cheesy survival, whatever the fuck, and now, look, it's one of the most popular games online that you can find. Apex Legends is a spin-off attempt at battle royale that takes place in Titanfall's world because EA needed to get into the battle royale action. Call of Duty did not go that route. They didn't create something only to roll out battle royale later. No, motherfucker. They removed something to create battle royale. Yep, that's that innovative thing, according to them. Every other successful battle royale was an afterthought, or a mod, or an add-on that took off based on another game. But Treyarch, no. Remove the campaign, charge the same price, steal ideas from competitors, and copy and paste all of the old maps, specialists, and all that other bullshit. And then have Activision brag about how amazing you are, but you missed your sales goals. Blackout should be fucking free. It always should have been free to play. It never should have been the main piece of their game, because this is beyond disingenuous to gamers. Not that Treyarch is actually going to give a fuck. They say they give a fuck, but their actions always show they don't give a fuck. Alongside Bethesda, Treyarch is a company that I have never trusted, ever. You guys have seen that over the past 10 years, because they have always done underhanded shit like this. Bethesda was finally exposed for being the fucking frauds with Fallout 76, and Black Ops is one of the lowest player bases in any Call of Duty at this point, even with decent reviews when the fucking thing launched. It's basically drowning under the weight of their own bullshit promises to try to put money into Activision's pockets. Now, I know Activision just cut 700 jobs because they're a greedy bunch of cunts. Meanwhile, honest people are going to lose work, while Treyarch gets to lie and lie again, and will do so 3 years from now with their next bullshit Call of Duty project, Black Ops 5, or whatever the fuck they're going to call it. I bet you by that point you're going to be able to throw turtle shells from your ATV while shooting Norse mythological gods with a bow and arrow. You know, ideas that are totally innovative and not stolen from any other company. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, Treyarch, and fuck you, Activision. And just so that he doesn't feel left out, fuck the YouTube auditor as well. Just fuck it all, man. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous that they have done this to gamers. They have tacked on a free-to-play game mode that every other competitive backed into. But no, we're going to copy it. we're going to sell it, we're going to charge for it, and then we're going to remove 700 people from the company because we didn't sell as well as we thought we would. Anyways, 10 years, man. Holy fucking shit. 10 years since I first ranted about Call of Duty. That's how long it's been. And this is probably going to be my last one. So for those who have the nostalgia and feel like going back, you're more than welcome to go all the way back to my Modern Warfare 2 videos and see where all my rants started from. But for now, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I'll see you in the next video, which will never be another Call of Duty video again.